All right, so here's the agenda for today. We're going to do the Wave of Kindness. Then we'll go through our updates, and then I'm going to give you just some updates on hot topics that we've been talking about in the representative committee, and then we'll leave time for questions and answers like normal. We're waiting on our Wave of Kindness winners, and so once they show up, we'll come back to it. Oh. No, Michelle didn't win, I don't think. Did Michelle win? Maybe next month, Michelle. We'll start with some committee updates, and then when they come in, we'll. Oh, okay. We'll delay just a minute.
So this month we had 12 waves of kindness nominees.
Wow. Sorry, guys.
I pay you, whatever it is.
So Jan and Ron Bishop said that Rich is always willing to help anyone on or off the bus. He is a very kind and courteous. We thank him very much for giving up some of his Saturdays and evenings to take residents to activities. He goes above and beyond the call of duty. Many thanks, Rich.
You want to hear a joke? Why do seagulls fly over the ocean? If they flew over the bay, they'd be bagels. Okay, and the last one. I didn't get this joke when I first heard it, so this is your Halloween joke. What was a witch's favorite subject in school?
Spelling.
Spelling. You're right. Okay. You're welcome.
Thank you. All right. So we'll have one more once they show up. We'll stop and do that. But how about we start with building and grounds this month? Okay, Mr. Scott's been on vacation, so nothing new to report. No news is good news. Carol told me the employee appreciation did not have anything this month, so we'll go to the food committee. Barb?
Should I say I have nothing new this month and we can keep going? So, the cooler in 40 West is up and running, so we should have full menu available again. We have hired 2 new servers, and they're looking for 1 or 2 more. 1 new chef, looking for 1 more. The coffee machines. Well, you know, we went through this before. The reason that we got rid of Orinoco was because we couldn't get service, and we're still having trouble getting service. And it isn't just our facility that has this problem with them. And so we tried a better serving service, and you didn't want the coffee. So we went back to Orinoco, but now the machines are giving us a lot of trouble, and we can't get them to come out. So they're trying to find someone else, but it's difficult to find any coffee company that's willing to serve a facility of our size. So we're working on it. And bring your own cup, okay? Reusable containers. You know, I was thinking about this the other day. If everybody picked up a set of reusable containers, we wouldn't have to worry about all this stuff going into the recycling bin that doesn't belong there. And it's much better for the environment. So I would encourage you to think about doing that. There are lots of new items in the market if you haven't been there. There's a pegboard that has some sugar-free snack items. There's greeting cards. There's a microwave. The microwave is not for heating up the meal that you receive at 40 West if you think it's too cold. You have to send that back, and they will take care of it for you. So I'm not sure what everybody else is going to do with this microwave, but there it is. Okay, reheat your coffee if you can get any out of the machine. Yeah, or if you bring some food down from your apartment and you want to eat with friends in the pub or something like that. But you've got your own microwave, so let's see. Okay, regarding the buffet, there was a request for real dishes and real silverware. And if you went yesterday to the Sunday buffet, you will have noticed that there was a choice between paper and plastic and real silverware and real plates. So we're trying to get those who find the real plates too heavy and those who want to have a real plate. Next month's Oktoberfest is going to be the theme in Simone's, and it will be open from the 2nd through the 28th of October for dinners, as usual, from 4 to 7, reservations required. There are some coming events. There's an evening on the patio on the 6th of October, which is simply going to move everything out to the patio. So it's not a special meal you order from the regular menu, but you have a chance to sit outside, and Gus will be outside. Pizza buffet is the 21st of October. There's a Halloween party on the 26th. You'll get more information on that. There will be a buffet on for Veterans Day. I don't know if we've decided which day yet. What? Saturday. Okay. Well, you'll get more information on that because we have to work between having it on Veterans Day and not being able to handle a crowd of everybody coming down to eat at the same time. So you'll get information on that. But veterans eat free. So if you are a veteran or you have a family member who comes to visit and eat with you who is also a veteran, they eat for free. And there will also be the usual Thanksgiving Day and Christmas Day buffets, reservations requested. Any questions? Wow, okay.
Thanks, Barb. Next, the Lifestyle Club.
Is there anyone here that did not get this beautiful pink sheet in your mail slot? And you've all had a chance to read it. That's great. So now you know exactly what's happening this month. Just to go over the trip levels, they're also in the newsletter. If you would just like to look at that before you sign up. We have 2 trips this month. Vi's going to talk about the entertainment. We have an Oktoberfest party. We have trivia, chili cookout, and a bocce ball. Don't forget the Alzheimer's walk. If you can't walk or don't want to, maybe you can support somebody that can. There's an annual Halloween party. Then on the pink sheet, there gives a detailed listing. The one thing we would like you to know is that we appreciate your comments and your selection of things that we did on the questionnaire, and that we are following through with that. We have a couple of things this month that are from the survey that we did that you kindly filled out, and we will continue on that program. We're referring back to the survey and then planning our programs. So does anybody have any questions? Okay.
My turn. Thank you for your attention. The first thing I wanted to say is that sign-ups will be this afternoon at 1:45 in the first floor area by the coffee machine. I also want to point out and ask that we all remember some of us no longer drive, and others, like myself, try to get out almost every day. So if you are disappointed at some point and are not able to get on a trip, just think, going on a trip may not be the end of your world, but it might make a big difference to some people who are not as fortunate as some of us are. So keep that tucked in as you sign up for trips and say, oh, there's not enough space for me. Okay, that said, and these are all on your pink sheet, but this is a really wonderful month for music here at Mason Pointe. Tom Lawrence, who is new for us, a member of Manchester Methodist Church, and which we found is a wonderful gold mine for music, to be honest. Tom will be here Tuesday, October 3rd at 4 p.m. in the club room. He is a pianist, vocalist, sing-along. I think you'll really enjoy Tom Lawrence. Then, a little change from that, we are delighted to have with us this month Erin Bodie, or Bode. I'm not sure. I have to ask how she pronounced Bodie. She is a jazz, folk, pop singer, and will be with us on Saturday, October 7th at 2 o'clock. And I wanted to point out that there was a typo in our sheet. There is no charge for this performance. I guarantee she will be fabulous. Then, changing again, we have the St. Louis Strutters, Monday, October 9th at 3 p.m. Then we have, coming back, the Suzuki Violinists, the students from Webster who were here before. They'll be with us on Sunday, October 15th at 3. Sing along with our own Suzanne, Tuesday the 17th at 4. And then I think most of you may remember our young high schooler, amazing pianist Jerry Chang. He's coming back, and this time he will be performing the complete program he will be using in the Missouri State Piano Competition. So that tells you this young man is quite a coup for us. Let's see, I think I've summed up my October musical, and I just wanted to say also, please be respectful when we have sign-ups of whomever is doing the sign-ups, and we appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, I want to give the microphone to Denise because she's going to talk about
stages. The stages is coming up next Wednesday.
Can you move in front so we can touch on the camera, please? Thank you.
Okay, stages is next Wednesday, the next one, and this will be the last one of the series of this year, and we will be getting towards the end of this month, probably, they told me at stages, we will be getting renewals. So I've asked, and then we will have a bus next year to go at the same time again. And the ones that were registered this year will have those renewal options coming up relatively soon. So we need to do that because we still left, last year we had about 3 or 4 places left on the bus. So this year maybe we want to completely fill it. So when the people renew that are already on it, then we have some spots for some more to do that. So anyway, I'd just like to encourage you and let you know that it's been a very wonderful season and look forward to seeing you next year.
Thank you, Denise. Just some parting words. In this world where we can be just about anything, let's be kind.
Thank you, guys. All right, Wellness Committee, Joyce.
Happy fall, and I'm delighted to say that. It's still hot out there, though. So there's actually a lot on the wellness calendar, but you can read it on the pink slip. So I'm just going to, pink slip? That doesn't sound right. Pink piece of paper. So I'm going to go over 3 things that I wanted to highlight that are special. These are not routine, they're special things. So we have a couple of webinars on Zoom. The first one I want to talk about is coming on the 27th, which is this Wednesday. It's insulin pump infusion sets. This is a Zoom by CCS Medical, and it's in the theater from 1 to 1:30. It's only 30 minutes long. And why do you care about this? Well, if you're diabetic and not on an insulin pump, you might want to know if that's something for you. Or if you just want to learn, there's some nurses in here. You might want to just learn about insulin pumps. So I wanted to point out that that would normally be the diabetes support group, but we're going to still meet the very next day on Thursday at 7 o'clock at night in the second floor meeting room because we want to discuss the webinar. Then every Monday but the last one, so the first 4 Mondays in October, there is Live to 100 Secrets of the Blue Zone. This is offered by Netflix in the theater, 1:30 to 2:30. I've noticed some people are already signed up, yay. But you need to keep in mind it's the theater, so we only have 38 people we can cram in there. But if you see it's full, please go ahead and put your name on the wait list, because if we have more than we can get in there, they'll do one of two things. They'll figure it out when they get there. They'll either bring it in here or they'll offer a second showing. Now this ought to be pretty good because there's 4 different zones around the world where people have been shown to live 100 or more. I'd like to know the secret, and it'd be pretty amusing whether I can make it or not. Then the last one I wanted to pour out is not a Zoom, it's not a webinar, this is live action. John Navin with West County Fire. He was here doing the AED training, if you remember him. He'll be in here to do Stop the Bleed. Now this is to help you know what to do if someone in front of you is bleeding and the ambulance isn't going to be here for another 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 minutes. This will allow you to assist them. Or if you knock your own head on something and you're bleeding, he's going to show us how to wrap the wounds and take care of the person. So I think that'll be pretty useful. That's in this room, 24th of October at 11 a.m. And now I want to give the mic to Beth. You ready? She's going to expound on the Alzheimer's walk, give you the details.
Okay, so the Alzheimer's Walk is October 28th, and we will have buses that will be leaving from the mailroom for residents that are interested. We have t-shirts and long sleeve shirts that we are making. It will say Memory Makers on the back, Fight the Alzheimer's Fight, and then it will have Mason Pointe on the front. And again, those are $5 for short sleeve, $10 for long sleeve. And we will have a booth there when you get there, and you can, if you are interested in walking, I can help you sign up through the flyer. And otherwise, if you don't want to walk, you can just come hang out. We'll have some goodies that we'll be handing out, and just kind of have LSS on the map for the Alzheimer's Walk. Oh, it's at the Chesterfield Amphitheater. Yeah, so we'll be leaving from here, those that want to take the bus, or you can just drive over to the Chesterfield Amphitheater. I believe the walk is a mile-ish, maybe, and it is through like uneven terrain, so there's quite a few people going, so I would place that at a level 3 probably. So
Registration. What's the deadline for shirts?
The deadline for the shirts is October 5th, and then for the walk you can sign up to the day of. So, all right, thank you.
Scott? All right. Oh, yeah, our second guest of honor is here, so.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. All right, this is Matt. And I know we all know Matt. He goes above and beyond. And then he's our second wave of kindness winner. It just says, I want to compliment Matthew for his perpetual kindness and service. When he's around, I am never neglected, nor need to wait for service. He was especially kind at our French dinner. And that was from Ms. Shortridge.
you like to say anything? No? Okay. Thanks, Matt. It's great to look out and see your guys' faces whenever the Wave of Kindness person's up here. You can see how much everybody enjoys the person being honored. So thank you for that. Hook and Needle Club. Anything? She's got product with her today.
Oh, wait. First, we're going to thank 4 people who have helped us cut out. These are the clothing protectors that we're making, hopefully 50 of them by October, and we're just about there, aren't we? Well, show them how it's reversible even. Look at this, isn't this cute? Yeah. See? So, Carol Teeter, Ann Spoor, Betty Jayden, and Barbara Sheeler have all helped cut out and have it ready to sew. And Mary's doing most of the sewing. And if you haven't been to the shop lately, you need to come. We got so many new things. This is brand new. Dave Garvin made these trivets. Aren't they cool? Yes. He's got 3 sizes. Actually, there's a 4th size too. You can make it in one oblong shaped. There's one in between too. So, and by the way, we're hoping to have a table at the October Fair on the 14th, Saturday the 14th. There's going to be a festival.
What are they for?
Yeah, these are trivets to put hot food. And he said they have a coating,
What do they sell for?
Well, we haven't decided for sure, but they're probably going to be 10, 12, and 15 or 20. We're not real sure. They're oak, and you can put a hot plate straight from the stove onto those.
Is there anything you want to say, David, about
Huh? He's hoping to have more available when we have the Saturday festival up at the Care Center. And we are too. We're hoping to have a table. If we can get enough workers to help. Okay, so here's something that's beautiful. Look at this hand crochet, soft, beautiful hat and scarf. Donna Norton has made a bunch of these. So we're keeping people warm this year. And we have shrugs still for sale. There's a few in the shop ready to go. I know there's a yellow one. And I'm not really sure of the other colors available. Okay, so then, is that the list? Yeah, that's right. Okay, the shrugs are for the adults. We have these beautiful fleece with juvenile prints, teddy bears, dogs, penguins, and seals. So we're keeping the adults warm. Now we thought maybe we can use that fleece for the little ones. So this is something, it's called a car seat poncho. And you can put the child in the car seat where they don't have to, let me see the backside. They don't have to be buckled in with their bulky coat. So you buckle them in the car seat first and then slip this over them. And then when you take them out, it can be their winter coat. So, we're hoping one size. I haven't tried it on any little ones, so no little ones around here. But I'm thinking size 2 to 5, or maybe even 6, depends. So they're not for babies because they could suffocate, obviously, but maybe a year and up. So that's the newest thing that we have in the shop, I guess. You need to stop by sometime, or if you want to shop and we're not open when you're available, call one of us. Okay, I guess that's all I have.
We also have donations of some new jewelry for the shop, so please stop in for that. We have lots of, like she said, lots of material that you can choose from for the shrugs or anything else that you would like.
We could still take orders for other colors if we don't have it in the shop. and you want a certain color, like a gray one, and have it, just let one of us know and we'll take care of it. Question?
Yes, the shrubs that you made. I had people in the other day, and they would have liked to know what they look like, but you didn't have any available. Do you have one here?
There's not right now. There were some in the shop.
Yeah,
but
Well,
they
Yeah.
were on the counter.
there,
I didn't
yeah,
see.
we maybe need to move our shrubs to the fleece pile so they know they're available. I don't know. Anyway,
Thank you.
there are a couple of them available, but if you want a certain color, just let us know.
Any other questions?
No?
We'll see you in the shop.
Thank you. Mhm.
It's great to see how much talent there is in this building. Yeah, it was a great item. Thank you all. Anything from the library club today? Anything new? How about the Veterans Club?
Just quickly, the next veterans meeting is October 2nd, and we're going to have Jim Higgins, who's on the board of the St. Charles County Veteran Museum. He's going to tell us about that. That's October. November, we're not going to meet on the first Monday that we normally do, but we're going to meet on the Veterans Day, as was mentioned earlier. That's the 11th. That's on a Saturday. And Ken Winkler's daughter is going to talk to us about the Veterans Day, how it originated, etc. And then in December, we're going to have Eric Bell from the Veterans Administration. He's going to talk to us in general about veterans benefits, but specifically he's going to talk about the PACT Act. And the PACT Act is a relatively new approved benefit for veterans that have been subjected to corrosive, toxic environments such as burn pits and so forth. So he's going to educate us on that. And in general, they're going to have pamphlets and circle people here to answer questions. So that's the next couple of months, and then we're talking 2024. Can you believe it?
Thank you, Nate. Mary, anything for the Welcoming Club today?
Yes.
I think we announced last time the move-ins were Pat Akers, Diane Tesserow, Barb Schuyler, and Fran Taramina. Are any of these residents available here? Stand up, please. I got it. Thank you, Diane. And now coming and moving in, Francis Packer, Rod and G. Gay Harris, and Sam and Maureen Mazine. So if you see new faces, introduce yourself. The last three that I mentioned are kind of, sometimes they're here, they're moving things in, so you might not see them until they get completely moved in. But anyway, we need to welcome them.
Where are they moving? What numbers are they moving?
Oh, can you remember these, Denise? Okay. Okay, I can tell you. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, we've got two. Pat Akers and Diane are on the second floor. And then we have Barb and Fran on the third floor, along with Francis Parker and Rod and G. Gay Harris and Sam and Maureen Mazine. Those are on the third floor. Yes, that's correct. Our marketing team has really been busy. Yeah, which is nice. But anyway, please welcome them.
Yeah, I mentioned before, I told you we have over 140 households on our wait list that want to come to Mason Pointe. With all the turnover in apartments, actually every apartment that we have in our possession is we have a commitment on. So it's a credit to the community you all are creating here. Let's see. Oh, the other thing I was going to say, we all remember what that was like to be new, right? So if you see somebody you don't recognize, feel free to, let them know what your name is and who you are, take them under your wing. Remember when we were all new and none of us knew what we were doing? It's a little bit better now. Yeah, well, I'll say there's still some ways we don't know what we're doing, right? Ms. Bishop? Jan's given a reminder to please wear your name tags, so we know who everybody is. So if you don't have one, you can visit the concierge and we can get you another one ordered too. So anything from the workshop club today? Nothing today. Okay. All right. Any other updates before we move into the other items? Okay, so I'm going to hit on just a few things and then we'll go into questions and answers. The first one is I wanted to remind everybody that we're offering touchdown training now. When we met last month, that was the first time it was on the calendar. But we offer that on the, are we still doing the last Monday or did we switch that? Do you know, to the third Monday? Well, check your calendars. It's on there once a month, touchdown training. Michelle at our front desk. We'll meet you in the third Monday each month at 1 or 1:30. The third Monday at 1 p.m. on the second floor meeting room, and she'll sit with you and go through that to the level of detail that you want to go through it at. So if you bring a tablet and you want to get proficient in how to access touchdown on your tablet, bring that with you, your cell phone. We can even probably make visits to apartments to help you navigate it on your computer if you have a desktop computer. So there's so much information in our community app and in Touchdown. We would just encourage everybody, if willing, take some time to learn how to navigate that. Any questions on Touchdown? The next update relates to landscaping, so just wanted to let you know that we will have lawn groomers here probably the second or third week of October at this point to do a number of different plantings around the community. So I just wanted to let you guys know that that is on the schedule for trees to go in. You saw us take out several, and so look for that to happen here in the early fall. Any questions or comments about landscaping? All right. The next one is fire doors. So when I say fire doors, I'm talking about the doors in the hallways, that from time to time shut. We had shared that we had reached out to Tech Electronics because that can create a problem, especially folks using assistive devices. When those doors are shut, it can be difficult to open those and then walk through. Actually, the fire marshal is not going to let us put those on separate circuits like we had hoped. And so the reason we wanted to put them on separate circuits is because of all the renovation that's happening in the care center has been tripping that circuit and closing those doors. And so unfortunately, we're not going to be able to put that on a separate circuit. But on a daily basis, our maintenance team is putting it on their calendar to go and reset the alarm after construction leaves, usually around 3:30, so that after 3:30, if those doors have tripped, they should be able to hold open. Is it immediate 10? After you guys reset it, the doors will hold. So hopefully you'll see that getting better. Let us know if it remains an issue for you, but I wanted to let you know that. We were hoping to have them on a separate circuit to eliminate it entirely, but unfortunately we're not going to be able to do that. So any questions or comments on that? All right. The next one, public Wi-Fi and cell phone connectivity. So have you ever run into a situation where you're trying to use your cell phone in the building and it doesn't work? Anybody ever come across that? Anybody ever tried to access the internet and you couldn't go to whatever website you were trying to access? All right, yeah. it's pretty widespread, and we see that everywhere, not just here. But I wanted to let everybody know that our IT team, and I think they've actually already been on site to do an initial survey, is looking. I can't really speak about it with great intelligence, other than they're doing a survey to see what additional infrastructure we could put in place that could help with that issue. And so they're looking at things that we could do in the short term, but then also we're looking at next year putting in what's called a PON network, which Bill Helms, you probably could speak about this a lot better than I can, but it's basically fiber optic cables, which is supposed to help with both cell phone and internet connectivity. And so we're looking to do that next year. And so I just wanted to let you know that it's hopefully not an issue that we're just going to have to come to live with. You know, there are things being done to help with that throughout the building. So does that sound okay? Any questions about any of that? All right. Next item relates to exit maps. So we've had a request that the exit maps that we have located throughout the building are often too small to be able to read. And so rather than making larger exit maps and putting throughout the building, we've made an electronic copy available now in our community app. And so for those of you who use the app, either on your phone or on your computer, you can go there, and we have in there all the exit maps, so you could blow those up and make them a bit larger and easier for you to see. And then if you also would like, we could also, if you let Michelle know that you'd like a print version of the larger maps, let her know, and then we could take care of doing that on an individual basis for those of you that are interested. So, any questions on that? All right. Next update on the renovations. So I think I mentioned it last month that BSI is going to complete the first phase of renovations and turn that area over to us on December 1st. And so residents and assisted living will begin their moves on, I think, December 5th. And so we'll do those moves over the course of a week. We've met with family members and residents in those areas to help let them know what to expect when move day comes. One of the things that I wanted to mention to this group is, you know, we're creating that large dining venue over there. And so all the residents are not going to move in the same day. It's going to take place over a period of 4 days. But when that first day, when they move, we're going to actually close all the other dining rooms and begin working out of the new dining room. And that's mainly because we didn't want residents, we wanted everybody to enjoy it at the same time, because that's an exciting piece of this new project for them. And so I say that to say, if there's anybody on independent living that would be interested in being a part of, being a part of our team, making that a special time for those residents in assisted living, we're open to volunteers. Because as an example, it'll probably take a lot of effort, and once we open the new dining venue, it's quite a ways away from where some of the residents will be living, and so we're going to help bring them to and from meals. And so if you'd be interested in being part of that, we'd be happy to, we'd be happy to have you help out. And then also, it's going to be around Christmas time, and so we're going to work really hard to make that a winter wonderland in their new areas. And so if you'd like to be a part of decorating and just making that a special time for those residents, wanted to extend the invitation to this whole group. So certainly don't feel obligated, but if that's something you'd enjoy doing, we'd be happy to have you. Any questions about any of that? Oh, yes.
How many assisted living apartments are there?
The question was, how many assisted living apartments are there? We have, let's see, at the end of this project, we're going to have around 120 assisted living apartments, 20 of which are going to be assisted living memory care. The question is, are they going to be all single units or double units? And so we've got a wide variety of floor plans. I can't remember how many, but it's a ridiculous amount. But they're going to be studio, 1 bedroom, and 2 bedroom units. Judy?
I don't know if it's, I've got a compliment and a criticism related to dining in the assisted living as well as ours. All the blue plates recently have been really good. I personally think compared to what they were when they were first offered to us, and I know low has a lot to do with that, but I'm also aware, I have a friend over in assisted living, and their blue plates don't compare. So I'm hoping they have people to step up like we did.
Yeah,
That's
so,
my comment.
Yeah, thanks, Judy. And you know, one of the reasons for this project is we're able to deal with a number of the challenges that exist, just the way this building was designed when it was first built. And one of the key benefits of this project that we're excited about is in our assisted living, by creating a larger dining venue where they'll all share one place instead of being spread out in different areas, is we were able to add a kitchen right there at the point of service. And so today that kitchen actually is the floor below, it's 2 floors below where we're standing now. And so that's a long way for that food to travel. And so it gets, from an operations perspective, it gets a little easier to ensure the quality of the food that's hitting the plate when you're preparing it right there in the same space. And so, but, yeah. Yes?
So does that impact all of the food, or any of the food that we get independently?
The question is, will this new venue impact the food that you all get in independent living? And no, we would not. There would be no reason to believe that there'd be any positive or negative impact, really, on the food that you all are seeing. Any other questions about the project? Has anybody been over to see him yet? Anybody who's been over there to see him? What's that? Oh, waiting for someone to complete. Anybody have any comments you want to share? Sue?
Julia took us over to create my friend over, and the space, it looks incredible, and certainly the common areas will be places where for many of us to be happy to eventually get to, even though we want to stay here.
And so we should get 1 or 2 completed units here real soon, and then once we do that, we'll get formal tours on the calendar for you all to see those. So we're excited how they're turning out. Thanks, Sue. All right, any other questions on the renovations, Barb?
Any update on the new independent living?
The question is if there's any update on the new independent living, and really nothing to share yet, other than we still are excited to do it. We're eager to do it and look forward to the day that we'll be able to do it. But no substantive update at this point. The lawsuit continues. Any other questions? Mr. Bishop?
It's a long walk over there. I was wondering if there are any plans.
The question is, it's a long walk over there, and there's if there's any plans for a golf cart to help get people from one area to the other. At this point, no. Although that is something that Kelly and it's been mentioned before. We'd like to have that for tours too. So maybe there's a product out there that's similar to the scooters. The scooters come to mind that people use that makes traveling a little bit easier. But no plans right now, but maybe one day, Ron. If you find a product that you think would work, let us know.
What about a super golf cart?
A super golf cart? What? I'm not familiar, Sue. What's a
I'm
super?
not either, but there's got to be one.
Maybe the Hook and Needle Club could figure something out. That's a creative group. There could be something there, Sue. All right, any other questions or comments?
I have a question about the name tags. We know ahead of time, for months, who the people are going to be moving in. The names are by the door. And yet, when they move in, the name tags are not here. Can we not have that as part of the move-in package? Their name tag be there on the counter the first day, or someone get it to them? Because they're waiting 2 weeks or so, and that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, the comment was, could we have name tags here when they move in? Oh, go ahead, Kelly.
Hey, it's Kelly. So I think we have a system for that now, because that's such a great point. Before, we were waiting for them to move in so they can decide if they would like a magnet or a pin. You know, some people can't have a magnet for if they have, you know, any kind of health condition. So, but we've got a system for that now. So it should be better process.
So they can tell you ahead of time whether they want a magnet or a pin.
Yep, that's what we're gonna do. Okay.
Thank you.
Denise?
It would be really nice if they would all take pictures.
Oh, yes, please.
Some people don't have it. And I would think that in the original package, they're there.
So the comment was pictures. It'd be nice if they took pictures when they moved in. I'm sorry. Oh, and on touchdown. It is something that we do encourage. I mean, some people want to be pampered before they have that photo taken. At the end of the day, it is going to be an individual choice. Some people may even choose not to do it. You know, everybody has that.
They want to be anonymous.
Right. Right. Some people want to stay anonymous. And we don't necessarily post everybody in our directory. That's something you have to agree to be in. So, understood. We can ask the question earlier, Denise. Ken?
Isn't that a safety violation of some sort?
The question is, isn't it a safety issue? So, it goes back to the protective oversight thing, Ken. In assisted living in the care center, we take pictures of our residents and they go into our record, in our medical record. Independent living, it's a different relationship, and so it really is a choice of the individual, because each individual in here is responsible for their own safety. So there's nothing that says you have to do it.
The problem there is that there's other people that are involved in their individual safety. And at the front door, you get all these ambulances and everything coming in. It might be nice to know who's coming in and going out for the whole operation.
So can you help me understand that a little bit better? Are you saying...
Come down to the front desk for a day or two, and you see all the ambulances coming in and out, take people out, and nobody seems to know where they're going now. This can be done without a violation of HEPA. Because that's what a lot of people use, but we don't know. But when cleaners have to go into a room and they don't know if there's anybody there or not, etc. There's all kind of instances. Back to simplicity. If we don't know who's where, when, and what, there's the safety problem.
So I want to make sure I understand. Are you talking about if someone needs in the building and you're having to open the door for them, or?
That's only part. That's the easy part.
Okay.
The other part is that somebody falls out there in the middle. As they coming in the main room area. Wait, who is it? Where do we go? What do we do? 911. Okay, we all got that down. But there's other factors that come up that if we only knew, gives you an idea of what, who's what, where, when. This is not a high involved, top secret operation.
And so, Ken, if you had a picture of somebody that you found laying on the floor, would it change what your response was?
If I found a picture of somebody on the floor,
No, I'm saying if you saw somebody on the floor and if you had their picture, would it change how you responded in the situation? I guess is what I'm trying to understand.
Negative knowledge, not in fact, I don't care who, I should know who this is, but this person, one of the first days that I was here, someone came in and sat down in a chair and said, I'm feeling very bad, and passed out. Who was it?
Yeah, so I'm taking in what you're saying. One of the things that I would recommend, though, is if you come across a situation like that, obviously, if it's appears to be a life and death situation, call 911, regardless whether they're supposed to be here or not. The other thing is security. I would encourage you to have our security number programmed into your phones so that if you're ever unsure about something, that's a person you can call who can check things out.
I understand what Ken is saying because we have an open entry. And unless Michelle is there and she has other things to do, we don't know whether that person belongs here or not. And there have been numbers of times when all of us have been down there and people come in and we're like, do they belong here or they don't, we don't know. So I understand what Ken's saying. That we know they're safe and we know they belong here, yes. And not only an emergency, but just because, we need to know.
That was why I was raising my hand. I truly believe, and I know this could be a big expense, but I think there should be someone on duty at that desk 24/7.
Can't hear you.
The comment was the belief that there should be someone on. I'm going to get to you. I haven't forgotten about you. The comment was that someone should be at the concierge desk 24/7. So one of the things that I'll mention, you all know about this, and that is that those doors, we have the ability to lock those doors, and each apartment has a phone number programmed into that system so that if one of your guests shows up that they cannot access the building, you would have to more or less buzz them into the building. Okay? And so that's there for that reason, so that unauthorized people cannot access the building. It's after hours, or there is, as we're talking, when Michelle's away from the desk, I guess that is a little bit of exposure there. And so perhaps we should think about maybe keeping them locked all the time. Ken?
Many a time people are out there, they don't know how to get in. They try and say it doesn't work, etc. And then they're staying out there. We've had that experience in the past during the winter time where some people have been out there and should have been. We see that all the time. When you're up front, you see somebody there wanting to come in because they tried it and said, we can't get it to work. Okay, come on in. Go where are you going? Who are you looking for? But before we get off the last session, that was kind of trash. What progress is made in trash?
Question is, what progress has been made with the trash? Are you talking about recycling or just? Yeah.
That's everybody knows what they're talking about.
Basically, no progress has been made.
So we're still being fined every.
Yes.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, we're still being fined at basically the same level that we talked about a while ago.
Is our monthly payment going up?
I'm sorry?
Is our monthly payment going up?
Well, I mean, I would anticipate rate increases, yes, in 2024. There was some discussion about it in the representative group, and maybe if there's an interest in recirculating that proposal, of course, anybody in this room has the ability to put that proposal forward. I want to get to Mr. Bauer because he's been holding the mic for a long time.
Okay. I just wanted to say about pictures. The staff should all have their pictures taken so we know who they are.
Okay.
There's a lot of staff that don't have their pictures in touchdown.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for your comment. Thank you.
was just wondering about the recycling, if we eliminated plastic and just had glass, cans, and paper, if that would solve a lot of problems.
Your question was if with recycling, if we just made it glass, paper, and cans, if that would help with the problem. I mean, my first reaction is probably not. Just because that's why we went to those 3 containers to try and simplify things, and we still have some challenges. But it's going to get hard.
When I've seen it, it's mostly been with the people putting in plastic that doesn't belong.
98% of the independent living residents have pictures in Touchdown, by the way. Hot off the press here.
Well, pertaining to the recycling, what I see when I go around and look in the facility areas or where we put our trash, most people are doing the right thing. The problem I see is people throwing trash in the recycle bin outside. One says recycle and the other one's trash. And I think we're getting fined because people are putting trash in the recycle bin outside. And that's nothing to do with any of us.
Yeah.
And so that's got to be fixed by LSS.
There's a recycle bin outside that is open access. So yeah, Bill, that's true. Anybody could go in
We
there.
see people throw trash in there all the time.
Yeah. It's outside near the garage.
I don't know if it's the lawn people or somebody else. I don't know.
Yeah, we've seen it both ways, Bill. We see it inside the trash rooms, but you're certainly right.
We're a lot better than we were.
Yeah.
We're a lot better.
It's this is one of the drawbacks to community living too, right? I mean, this is, or not drawbacks, but just challenges. I mean, we put air tags on the carts. If you hadn't noticed that. So, one of those carts sits in their apartment too long, Barbaros is going to come knocking. But we all know that we're not talking probably to 99% of us, right? You said it. Where were we? Trash and recycling. Yeah, so if you want to put a proposal forward, we could always do that again. But I think it's a complex issue. Mr. Creasy?
If our clients are running $1,000 a month on trash, I think everything should go in trash and put it in recycling.
I agree.
I'll tell you, when we did... the comment was that with the fines are being so high, Dale mentioned that he thinks it should all just go in the trash. And so, we did have that proposal that came forward. The vote was 3-3, and I broke the tie. And I broke the tie in favor of keeping recycling. I won't vote that way if it comes again. For those of you who are passionate about recycling, in the event that we did that, there is still opportunity for some sort of resident-initiated program that is completely separate from how we do it now. So we wouldn't still continue to get the fines, but if you're worried out there about this conversation, there's other ways we can do recycling too. So it doesn't make it so easily available for everybody, which leads to some of the challenges we've had. So recycling wasn't on that list. The last update that I have, and we'll go to other questions and answers, is I just wanted to let you know that LSS's CEO, Adam Marles, is planning to be here at our October meeting. So I think it's the last Monday. I can't remember which date it is, but he'll be there. I believe he's going to talk. I'm not sure what he's going to talk about, but I'm sure you'll have an opportunity for questions and answers. October 30th. So I just wanted to give everybody a heads up on that. I'll let him know, Denise, if that question's coming.
I said that also.
What's that? Oh, Barb's saying we have 7 shopping carts, so, and we're gonna keep it that way.
I have one more question. Today, most of you couldn't see it, but today, out of our kitchen window, there was a fire truck and an emergency vehicle parked on the side, the other side of the triangle. And were they expecting somebody inside and running exit and whatever what they were doing? And it was not an emergency, but they were there quite a while.
Yeah, so they had new staff, and they were just surveying the building, basically for new staff, so they have an idea where things are.
That's good.
Yeah. Yes.
What about COVID and flu shots?
The question is about COVID and flu shots. Have we put out communication about the flu clinic? Okay, so that's Thursday. We don't have dates yet on another COVID clinic, but I would anticipate us hosting one of those before the end of the year. We haven't heard from our pharmacy provider yet, but I would anticipate doing those like we have in the past. Right? You haven't heard anything about COVID yet, so probably soon. What other questions do we have out there? Or compliments?
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
I tried to say this giving the report, but I want to give a compliment and a thank you to all of our staff. I think you do a wonderful job.
Thanks, Matt.
I'd like to just mention that recently I received comments from 2 professionals who were hired here that have given us a comment about how fortunate we are to be at this facility, because he said they go to other facilities and that this is the best one they've seen, and they go to use the professionals.
Thank you. Anybody want to hit us hard after those last 2? No. It's after 12. Oh, Ken, go ahead.
Drew, what about the trimming of the trees? I assume that's on a schedule. Some of the trees in the quadrangle are really getting way out, real gangly, you know.
The question is about trimming of the trees. So, yeah, that is something that Lawn Groomers manages for us. What I would say, though, is if you notice something that's needing attention, feel free to let us know, too, so we can make sure we call it to their attention. We had a number of shrubs trimmed that were close to the building, and it would have happened eventually, but it just moved up the list once the residents called it to our attention. All right, any last questions or comments? All right, good meeting, everybody. Thank you. Have a good day.